boxing fans, boxing critics, boxing analyst Renee Bucks Young. Salute from the South. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, as always, for subscribing, sharing, etc. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Reggie Barnett Jr. He wants a comeback. Man, I want to break this down to you guys. Remember, as I mentioned before, sometimes I want to cover Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship sport because I think it's worth it. It's an up-and-coming sport where you see great boxing skills shown in the ring, performed in the ring by fighters, MMA fighters, where boxers and MMA fighters meet in the middle. One of the most known, I guess we can say, fights that you have probably seen or have heard was Paulie Malignaggi versus Artem Lobov. So that's probably one you heard of, right? Where it was a controversial fight as far as Paulie Malignaggi when he lost, right? After he lost, he said he broke his hand or his fist, what have you, or wrist, something along those lines. That's something probably you heard of as far as with the sport. I posted a video the other day about Conor McGregor, showing interest in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. So I think that this sport is on the rise, you guys. This sport is definitely on the rise. I can probably even say I know the sport is on the rise, as a matter of fact, because it's spreading. It's going to have a fight in Kansas for the first time. It's just going to be growing, you guys. So you're going to be seeing this a lot more in the future, and I want to be, part of that movement, you know what I mean, as far as, to uplift boxing skills. I mentioned before that, I don't really approve of, not the gore, because these people get cut and they get cut. You just go watch the Paulie Malignaggi fight. That dude got cut up. Sorry about that, man. I gotta fix that little problem. So yeah, Paulie got way cut up by Lobov, man. But I do like the skills of boxing that's in the sport. The squared circle is a lot smaller. I already gave this explanation and breakdown, but just if you're tuning in barely, the squared circle is a lot smaller, and there's just a lot more action. They have to box. They have to. So that's what I like about it. You know what I'm saying? So. And also you see a mix of it all, so it's awesome. As far a mix of it all, what I mean is by styles. You see great footwork, you see, ringmanship, you see it all. It's awesome. So Reggie Barnett Jr., an amazing, I like him. Keep an eye on this guy. He lost recently, but I want to break this down, okay? This is on Bare Knuckle.tv. Check it out. Link in the description. Official website of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, all right? He says that I need to get back to the Reggie of BKFC 1, a raging lunatic. Okay, I don't agree with the raging lunatic part, but because the thing is he's really skilled. He doesn't just go in fighting like a nut, you know what I mean? He doesn't go fighting without skill. If you have seen Reggie Barnett's fights in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, he's a really skilled fighter. That's what I love about him. That's why I'm saying you got to keep an eye on this guy. So I just want to read this just a little bit, okay? It says, after earning 3 straight unanimous decision wins with the promotion, Barnett was given an opportunity to fight for the promotion's lightweight title against former UFC fighter Johnny Bedford. So, he had 3 straight unanimous decisions. That's the thing. That's why I'm keeping an eye on this guy, because he's not necessarily a knockout fighter. He's not necessarily a knockout puncher. He's a skilled boxer, and I love that, man. I love what he brings in the ring. He's really skilled. He's really focused. Go watch his first 3 fights, on BKFC, and you'll see it, man. He's just the stance, his footwork, real quick, gets out of harm's way. He uses that squared ring. Ringmanship is amazing, but he lost. He lost against Bedford, okay? So I'm just got Johnny Bedford, all right? So what happened, it says both men were undefeated in the sport of bare knuckle leading up to the June 2019 blockbuster. There was a lot of bad blood, so they were trash talking back and forth, and Barnett says that he got caught up in the hype and it got to his head, so he lost his mental focus, and this is something key. This is something that's characteristic of Barnett. It says, I did the exact opposite of what I was known to do. Exactly. Like I said, you go back to his fights, and that's, he always sticks to a game plan. He's always focused. He's always on his A game, just not in this fight against Bedford. So, he lost. He didn't get knocked out or anything, but, you know, it was a good fight, man. It was a good fight, and I was kind of disappointed that he lost, man. I wanted him to win in that fight, but it was a good fight, man. Good fight. He lost fairly, you know what I'm saying, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying. But I want you, you know, I'm making this video. Put attention to this guy, man. Pay attention to this guy, Reggie Barnett Jr. Remember that name, man. I think he's gonna be a great fighter in BKFC. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and you know, I just wanted to make this video quickly, you know, and you know, just to bring some light to him, you know, and I want to do a little bit more in the future, you know, bit by bit, you know, as far as this. Obviously, first and foremost is boxing, so y'all know that in my channel. Interesting here is to mention about, you know, Barnett. It says, if anyone knows anything about boxing, it is Barnett. The fighter amassed a whopping 92 amateur fights. So he has 92 amateur fights and won state silver gloves, Golden Gloves, and Junior Olympics titles before turning pro. So I mean, he has experience, not too much though as far as a pro, but he does have fighting experience, boxing experience. You know, 6-2. You know, and so I mean, it's a minimal, very, you know, very minimal pro experience. But as far as boxing in general, he has skills, he has experience, you know. So it's interesting, man. So keep an eye on this guy. Just want to make a short video, and he's talking about making a comeback after the loss. You know, after the loss against Bedford, against Johnny Bedford. Go back and watch that fight. It was a great fight, you know, but he wants to make a comeback. So I think he will have a great comeback in my personal opinion, but we'll see, right? We'll see what happens. So Reggie Barnett Jr., man, keep an eye on him. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing. Share this, and much love from the South. Renee Box Young. Peace out, family.